wanted to do is get to the Olympics. Last year, I ran the qualifying time for the marathon, a whole 1 minute and 3 seconds inside it, but I was too late. It was September and the Olympics had been and gone. Right now, the Olympic Games in 2028 are in 1,099 days. I'll be 33, and it could be my last shot to become an Olympian. Over the next 3 years, every decision I make, every workout I do, every race I run, the hours of sleep I get each night, all of it takes me one step closer or one step further away from becoming an Olympian. And this is how I'm gonna make it happen. When I say all I've ever wanted to be is an Olympian, I'm not messing about. Me and my sister used to play the Teddy Bear Olympics in the summer. I thought I'd absolutely made it when I joined my local athletics club because track and field is the Olympics to me. And I used to have the Olympic rings on a flag draped beside my cross-training setup when I was stuck on the spinning bike, perpetually injured, and considering throwing the towel in on this dream altogether. I glanced over at that flag whilst sweating away on some Zwift ride. Next to it, I had a picture of me and my teammates in our GB kit after we won the European Cross Country Championships. And just below that, I think, was a picture of Kelly Holmes after she won double Olympic gold. And I think that imagery was just enough that meant I didn't quit. I'm glad I didn't. If you're new here, let me catch you up to speed. And if you're enjoying this video so far, why not hit the like button? And if you're feeling really nice, you can click that subscribe button as well. I know people say it a lot, but it genuinely really helps support what we're trying to do here. So obviously, with the Olympics in LA being in 3 years' time, the Olympics happened last year as well, which I'm sure you're well aware of unless you've been living under a rock. In January 2024, I raced the Houston Marathon, and my goal was to run inside the Olympic qualifying time, and I missed. I missed by a long way. The Olympic qualifying time last year was 2 hours, 26 minutes and 50 seconds. And whilst I set out faster than that pace in Houston, I fell off big time. It didn't come off, and I ran 2 hours, 29 minutes and 14 seconds. So like just over 2.5 minutes too slow, which is a lot in the marathon. But I came back in September, ran another marathon, this time in Berlin. And that's where I took 1 minute and 3 seconds out of the Olympic qualifying time, running 2 hours, 25 minutes and 47 seconds. However, the Olympics happened in August, and you needed to run the qualifying time by the spring. I was miles too late, and I also would have been 6th in line for a spot on a 3-person team in Great Britain because 5 girls ran faster than me inside that qualifying time last year. And I think that's really important context here because women's marathon running is on fire at the moment across the world, but also in the UK. And that's really exciting. I'm a big believer that a rising tide floats all ships, but it also means I've got stiff competition, so I need to level up my game. And then to bring us up to the present, I ran the London Marathon this spring. I had a lot of different goals for this race and didn't pull many of them off. I did finish my first London Marathon, but I didn't feel like I was competitive within the field. I ran a big positive split, my slowest marathon since my debut back in 2022. But another marathon experience under my belt, and something I've said a lot on this channel before is there is no lose, we either win or learn. I really stand by that, even if on the day it's easy to see the value in the learning. I knew exactly what I needed to do to qualify for the Olympics in Paris. It'll be the same in LA in 2028 in the sense that I will have selection criteria laid out by my governing body that will say, you need to run this time, you might need to come in the top 2 at this race if they decide to have a trial, and you might need to have world ranking points as well. That's the current system that they're using. I have no idea what the qualifying time will be when we get there, but if I was a betting woman, I'd probably bet that it's gonna be a little bit faster than 2:26:50. This year's World Championships standard, which for all intents and purposes is the same level of competition, everyone in the world is invited, is 2 hours, 23 minutes and 30 seconds. So if that trend continues, it's gonna be pretty fast in 2028. The selection criteria and the standards should be released in early 2027. If we're lucky, late 2026, because they have to give us a window to run the qualifying time. So at that point, I'll know exactly what I need to run. And the really good thing right now is, whilst London Marathon was a miss, I didn't tick off another PB. The training block was near perfect. My coach and I both know that it was very indicative of running a fast time, and that fast time is still there. I know that that fast time is within me. I know that I'm capable of it, and I'm fired up. I'm ready to go and get it. Running a fast time, or fast times, between now and selection for the Olympics in 2028 is one part of the picture. The other part of the picture is racing. I don't know whether it's going to be a qualification standard and world ranking points, or there might be a trial. This has happened in the past where UK Athletics has said London Marathon is the trial. The top 2 finishers at the trial with the qualifying time are going to the Olympics. If they decide there's not a trial and it's done by world ranking points, your finishing position at major marathons is what gets you points. So all I have to do over the next 3 years is run fast, race well, finish up as high as I possibly can, and that's it. Piece of cake. Yeah, it's really not a piece of cake, and I've demonstrated that by missing last year. But I'm really confident that the training setup I have right now is what's going to get me there. I have a great relationship with my coach. I figured out what works for me and how I respond to it in training. Of course, there is a real art to the timing of that and making sure that everything is just right on that day that you need to perform. That's the Russian roulette of it. But the training itself, whilst of course it's going to be hard, it is almost the easy part. The thing that's more difficult, and what I think stops a lot of people from ever becoming an Olympian, is everything else. I've never been a huge fan of using the word sacrifice to talk about what I get to do, because I see it as a choice and I see it as a privilege. So many people have a passion for a sport, whether it's running or cycling or a team sport, but they don't get to fully pursue it. And to be in my position and call things like missing a friend's birthday or going to bed early, saying no to an exciting trip as a sacrifice, I do get it when people say that, but in saying no to those things, you're saying yes to something else, and it's something you're choosing to do because hopefully you love it. I definitely do anyway. Now, having said that, do you have to make sacrifices in certain areas of your life to take care of the everything else? All of those tiny little 1% that add up. Yeah, you probably do. The Olympics is my Roman Empire, and it has to be if you're going to get even close to making it. As an athlete, every single small decision adds up, and it compounds. 6 or 7 hours of sleep last night is fine, but a week of 6 to 7 hours sleep, or a whole month added up across 1 year, that's a debt paid in reduced performance and reduced opportunity for success. So the way I see it, I need to be making decisions today, tomorrow, next week, the next month, the next year, the next 1,099 days from today to put me in the best possible position to perform and make that team. That means some big decisions, like what races am I going to do? How am I going to line those up? What is the blueprint between now and that race where I'm going to qualify for the Olympics? It's working on my weaknesses. I'm doing that at the moment in the gym. It's fine-tuning my fueling strategy, all of the obvious things that I'm going to be doing in the race and in training. But it's also the day-to-day. It's the small decisions. It's showing up to every session with the most positive mindset for that day, getting the most out of myself, being smart. If I've got a niggle, do I run through that? Do I get it seen to? Not making silly decisions like, I don't know, trying a new meal the evening before a workout because it might upset my stomach and then that might interrupt the session. It means having a really good handle on balancing work and life and recovery. Yes, I need to be financially stable to be able to support myself in this, but there's also such a thing as doing too much. And I can see this imaginary, huge mind map forming of big decisions, small decisions, all of the little decisions that interact with each other. And it's a lot, but the butterfly effect is real, or the domino effect, or sliding doors, whatever you want to call it. I just want to be really conscious about that. Conscious about what I have control over. Conscious about this dream, how much it means to me, and keeping it front and center, in the present, at all times, where it belongs. And that might sound a little obsessive, because it is. I did tell you it's all I've ever wanted to be, and I did say it's my Roman Empire. And you know what I think another huge part of making this happen is? Manifesting it. And don't get me wrong, saying it out loud is scary. And that's just saying it out loud to yourself or to those closest to you, let alone putting it on the internet for anyone to give you their opinion on. But it's also another way to keep it front and center. And to be honest, I already feel like I have a small but loyal army on here in this community cheering me on and supporting me all the way. And I'm gonna need all that positive energy I can get over the next 3 years. So hit the subscribe button. What happens if I don't pull it off? I guess only time will tell. In the meantime, if you have a Roman Empire,
or a crazy dream that you're scared to say out loud, why don't you just stick it in the comments section, see what happens. I don't know. I love the grind.